make a start. We've now got a quorum. So welcome to our members of the public, to our media, to our local boards and to our councillors who are here. We've got apologies for absence from Councillor Stewart and Councillor Webster, and lateness for Councillor Clow and Cooper. I think they've got a trust meeting.
Watson.
And Councillor Watson for
Lateness.
Second. I'll move, and Councillor Brewer will second. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried. Declarations of interest on any of these issues? No? And I'm happy to move the minutes, Thursday the 7th. Someone like to second that? Thank you, Councillor Darby. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried. Now, there's no petitions, but we do have Ben Ross to talk to us about the Manukau interchange. So, warm welcome, Ben. Got 10 minutes for your presentation, and then we'll do some questions. Thank you for taking time. I know you've been doing a huge amount of work on your submissions down at the unitary plan issue, out at the unitary plan panel, and you're aware of the hopefully no crossover between what you're talking to us here about and your submissions. Thank you.
That I do, especially given that all mediation sessions are meant to be in confidence and without prejudice. Please note that on the media table.
Even though they're highly consequential.
That they are. Anyway, I won't be talking about the unitary plan because that's a big no-no. What I am here to talk about is just basically looking for a please explain from Auckland Transport and ACPL, which does become Development Auckland on Lot 59, the Manukau Transport Interchange, which is integral of the new South Auckland bus network, which goes live next year. Basically, just as a brief recap for everyone, in 2013, AT presented their first concept plans for the interchange, to which the predecessor of this committee, the Auckland Plan Committee, approved. And so that was underway. Last year, this committee approved through resolution, through allowing ACPL, if they wish, to sell off the so-called surplus land in yellow on the site. The blue is where the interchange would go. At that time, that did meet local opposition when that was brought forward. Since then, I've been in communication with Auckland Transport on a regular basis on what's happening with Lot 59, given it's a key piece of infrastructure. Again, it's the integral part of the South Auckland bus network as well as Otahu. AT had said at the beginning of this year that they had ditched the first concept designs and they were working on an MK2 because they didn't like the first set. Later on, as we know, the long-term plan would pass and the transport levy would go live and allowing to fund the interchange effective immediately rather than having it delayed another 7 years. As a result, with AT going quiet and with the budget coming through, I decided to ping AT and ACPL for an Official Information Act request, one on the land sale and one on the design itself to see when the works would start. Both CCOs replied promptly, to which I thanked them for. The logmeres should be attached with you. If not, they'll be up on my blog site later today and they'll be in the minutes when they come through. And then next week, the Otara Papatoe Local Board will meet, and on their agenda, they are basically talking about the interchange again. Apologies, it's a bit wordy there, but that's what's on their agenda. Basically, the two logmeres stated, the first one from ACPL stated that they've got no intention in selling the land at the moment. They are working with Auckland Transport, although it's yet to be seen, on working with them to deliver the transport interchange. However, if we flip to the logmere from Auckland Transport, we seem to run into a bit of a pickle. Basically, I'll just read out the two main points. The current program has concept design has been available, will be available at the end of September this year, and will be available. It will go out for consultation with the public at the end of the year per the agenda item to the local board. However, it seems the designs have not been completed or even sitting in the concept stage, so we've got a bit of a reconciliation issue at hand. In the meantime, Auckland Transport has put forward an interim solution, although interim, in my eyes, when I've heard it from public authorities over the years, can often mean up to a decade, if not longer. So I'm a bit dubious there. But the question I have is basically, why have we come to an interim solution? What is bogging down the interchange being built? Is it a budgetary constraint? Is it two CCOs not talking to each other, so silo development happening again? Or is there something else in the mix? So it's what I'm looking here for, given that, again, the first concept designs were brought forward over 2 years ago. Otahu have got theirs, and they've now started, yet Manukau is waiting for theirs. So it's a case of, what's going on, guys? You've got your budget now. You're now doing your third set of designs. We're left in the lurch. An interim solution has come forward, which is not adequate at the minimum. So here we are. What's going on? The public and the community, and probably the local board and this committee, would like to know what's going on, guys, please. Because, as I said, the new network goes live, I believe, September next year, once the contracts are signed up with NZ Bus and Howick and Eastern. Yet, yeah, we're missing a key part there. So I'll leave it there with you. And again, if you haven't got the official information, that request information there, it will go out in the minutes later on this week for you to read. If not, it will be on my blog, which will also go up later today.
Very much, Ben. Very good, useful question. I've got Councillor Penrose, then Councillor Philippaina.
Councillor Nye.
I can't tell
I've
them
lost
apart
some weight. I've lost some weight. Thank you, Arthur.
I can't tell the difference.
Councillor
Chair,
Philippaina.
Thank you. Thanks, Ben. Look, I think I'm going to target this question to our staff. In regards to what's been presented around the Mark II design version, I'm sort of hoping that something gets brought back here around that particular issue, bearing in mind they're going through to the Otara Papatoetoe local board next week. So through you, Chair, it's just a matter of what happens from here, because I know we don't micromanage, but for me, having a design that's been approved by a committee of the whole, and then there's a Mark II version that the Transport want to end up doing, I would have thought that there would have been something coming back to that particular committee. So, Chair, it's just a matter of doing that. And thank you, Ben, because, yeah, I mean, sometimes where we are, it's just...
Also, given that Manukau City Centre is one of the 10 metropolitan centres and is arguably the biggest of the set, this is, again, it's not only transport we're talking about, but it's everything else. You're looking at 5,000 students, tertiary students, in the next couple of years. We've got developments going forward once the UP goes live. So it's a lot of things coming together all at once, quite quickly. So there is emphasis in getting this right, preferably first time round.
Yeah, no, I agree. So, Chair, I just sort of see what process we go through now around the report coming back to us around that.
Well, can I just check? We're lucky enough, we've got our two transport directors here. I just wonder if they might clarify.
Next, please.
No?
Next.
The ultimate transport.
We're just saying, we're asking our two transport directors to clarify the issue.
Can I just say, a hell of a lot of money has been spent on that Manukau branch line. It is at this stage, I think, the second lowest, busiest station on the network. It will grow, but I think significant expenditure has to be, and I've been telling this to the Board of Auckland Transport, has to be made with care, because there has to be real cost benefits to this stuff. There's already a big investment there. It didn't go, the line didn't go as far as it should have done. because of a decision by the Legacy Council, but an enormous amount of money has been spent there already.
Sorry, Chair, yeah, because I was one of the few that voted for the actual line to go through into lot 59. But, so Chair, it still sort of comes back to possibly getting a report back, one about the Mark II design, which obviously may not have come back to Committee of the Whole. Yeah, just some of the issues that have been raised. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, and thanks for the clarification, Councillor Lee. I just talked with Mr Quinn, and I think we need to just get a wee bit clearer on the next step. Is it a Auckland Transport Board next step decision? Is it an Auckland Council next step decision? And how on earth do we, progress this? Councillor Penrose?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair, and I've just been respectful before of age and ward. So, first of all, I must say thanks to Ben for bringing this to our attention and the work, the stewardship that you do, Ben, across the region. Madam Chair, look, this came to us last year, and the concept and design plan, I think it was early last year, and we went through it in detail. To now, things seem to be changing. Now, went through the LTP process, which it was hard something to swallow in regards to the transport levy, but this is something that's going to really kickstart this particular project, Madam Chair, to kickstart it, and in particular when we got MIT, as Ben's alluded to, of up to 5,000 young people, and AUT expanding in the Manukau area as well, but trying to get those east-west connections, as we know the growth in the south is hitting us faster than we can keep up with. So it's actually fundamental that we get on with this project. So, if we need to move your recommendation, the report comes back, if Councillor Philippines is prepared to do that, I'm happy to second that, Madam Chair.
Okay, you happy to move that, Councillor Philippine?
Yes, please, Chair.
And that allows us to just be really clear, because I think we thought we'd sort of sent it off with good heart and Godspeed, and apparently not. Okay, so you move second that a status report come back to us. That gives Jim a chance to do that in conjunction with Auckland Transport. And would you like to add to your recommendation that we thank Ben Ross for his presentation? That would be very good.
Thanks, Ben.
Happy to second.
It's been, no, it was
Okay, all good.
Philippina and Penrose. I'll put that. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against, carried. And thank you, Ben.
Thank
I
you.
do hope you are having some time at home away from those mediation hearings.